Steve Harvey is one of the most recognizable faces on American television. Millions see him smile, laugh, and inspire daily, but few know the depth of struggle behind that charisma. Beneath the tailored suits and viral motivational clips lies a story forged in poverty, loneliness, and relentless determination. From washing in gas station sinks to commanding global stages, Steve's journey is a testament to resilience and vision. His story reminds us that greatness often comes at a cost, that dreams can be crushed and rebuilt, and that the public only ever sees the final act. Before his fame, he was a boy with a single line written on paper: "I want to be on TV." That simple dream set the trajectory for a life that would see extreme lows and astonishing highs, defining the man we know today. Humble beginnings in West Virginia. Steve Harvey was born Budrick Stephen Harvey in 1957 in Welch, West Virginia, a town shaped by coal mining and economic hardship. His father, Jesse Harvey, was a coal miner who earned barely $5 a day, but instilled in Steve the values of hard work, discipline, and responsibility. His mother, Eloise, was the balance of love and faith, teaching him prayer and gratitude. Despite the warmth of his home, the outside world was harsh, and Steve faced challenges that would shape his character. Poverty, limited opportunities, and his own debilitating stutter created a daily struggle. Every word spoken was a battle, leaving him silenced and forced to observe the world around him keenly. These formative experiences sharpened his observational skills, unknowingly preparing him for a future in comedy and public speaking. Battling a stutter and early humiliation, Steve's stutter was a defining struggle of his youth. Imagine having a mind overflowing with ideas, jokes, and observations, yet being trapped in a body that could barely speak. Words became mountains he had to climb, while peers laughed. This forced him into silence, but also into a life of observation and empathy. He became attuned to body language, expressions, and social cues, skills that would later enhance his comedic timing. One pivotal moment occurred in 6th grade when a teacher ridiculed his dream of being on TV. Her words, steeped in prejudice and condescension, could have crushed him. Instead, the encouragement of his father kept that dream alive. Steve's early humiliation, paired with quiet support at home, created a paradoxical combination of vulnerability and strength that became the backbone of his later resilience. Searching for purpose. After moving to Cleveland, Ohio, Steve's life lacked direction. His stutter faded, but he struggled to find a meaningful path. College at Kent State ended in failure. Jobs on assembly lines or selling products provided no fulfillment, and by his mid-20s, he was adrift. Married and trying to support a family, Steve's charisma made him popular in social settings, yet he felt trapped in mediocrity. The idea of a career in entertainment seemed distant, if not impossible. His life at that stage was defined by frustration, repeated failures, and a gnawing sense of unfulfilled potential. It was a quiet, simmering dissatisfaction, a preparation for the leap he would eventually take. Steve was standing on the edge of a metaphorical cliff, unaware that the jump into comedy would cost him everything, yet ultimately define his life. The leap into comedy. Steve Harvey's entry into stand-up comedy began with a dare, a simple push from a friend. He had no experience, no set routines, and no knowledge of stage dynamics, but he had the observation skills cultivated from years of silence. In 1985, he performed at Hilarity's Comedy Club in Cleveland, marking the start of a grueling journey. Quitting his job, Steve embraced uncertainty, facing sporadic gigs, insulting pay, and mounting personal strain. Homelessness became a harsh reality as he lived in a Ford Tempo for 3 years, enduring freezing winters and scorching summers. Despite the humiliation, he developed a disciplined survival system and refined his craft. Each night, he projected confidence on stage while grappling with despair behind the scenes. These years of hardship and perseverance became the crucible in which his comedic brilliance and resilience were forged, surviving the Ford Tempo years. The Ford Tempo years were a period of extreme struggle for Steve Harvey. He lived day to day, scavenging for food and stealing fuel, surviving in conditions that would break most people. His routines included strict hygiene, strategic meal planning, and constant movement, all while maintaining the facade of a confident performer on stage. Each successful performance was a temporary escape from his harsh reality, offering applause and validation before he returned to isolation and hunger. This period of suffering honed Steve's craft, teaching him the art of connecting with an audience through authentic experiences. The pain, hunger, and desperation gave depth to his comedy, allowing him to convey genuine empathy and relatability that audiences could feel and respond to, setting the stage for his future stardom. Breakthrough at Apollo Theater. Steve's determination led him to the Apollo Theater in New York, a legendary venue where audiences were notoriously unforgiving. In 1993, he stepped on stage to audition as a host, a position demanding charisma, control, and presence. His performance captivated the audience. He commanded the room, handled hecklers with finesse, and demonstrated the authority of a seasoned performer. Securing this role transformed his career, giving him steady income, recognition, and credibility. For 7 years, Steve became a central figure in Black comedy, blending humor with storytelling that resonated with audiences. The Apollo experience not only launched his career, but also validated his years of struggle, proving that persistence and resilience could convert even the harshest circumstances into stepping stones for success. Stardom with sitcoms and tours. In 1996, The Steve Harvey Show premiered on the WB network, solidifying Steve as a household name. The sitcom, with its humor and authenticity, resonated with African-American audiences and ran successfully for 6 seasons. Around the same time, Steve co-created the Kings of Comedy Tour, taking arena-sized performances across the country alongside Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley, and Bernie Mac. The tour defied skeptics, becoming the highest-grossing comedy tour in history. Steve's role as the host and closer showcased his unmatched ability to engage massive audiences. These ventures combined comedy, storytelling, and cultural reflection, demonstrating Steve's unique talent for blending personal experience with entertainment. He transformed his past struggles into a universal narrative of survival and triumph. Reinvention through radio and advice. After the success of sitcoms and live tours, Steve faced a new challenge, maintaining relevance in a changing industry. Stand-up comedy, while lucrative, limited his reach. Pivoting to radio with the Steve Harvey Morning Show, he connected directly with listeners, offering advice on relationships, faith, and life. His honesty and relatability drew women in particular, seeking guidance from a man who had navigated hardship and personal failure. This platform led to his first book memoir, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, which became a cultural phenomenon, remaining on bestseller lists for 64 weeks and being adapted into films. Steve evolved from comedian to trusted advisor, leveraging personal experience into insight, broadening his influence, and solidifying his status as a multidimensional media personality. Lessons of resilience and triumph. Steve Harvey's journey embodies the power of perseverance, adaptability, and self-belief. From a stuttering child in West Virginia to a global media powerhouse, his story illustrates the transformative potential of hardship when met with determination. He teaches that obstacles, humiliation, and even failure can be reframed as opportunities for growth. His life demonstrates that true success is not simply measured by fame or wealth, but by the ability to turn personal pain into empathy, influence, and impact. By staying committed to his dreams, listening deeply, and continually reinventing himself, Steve Harvey created a legacy that transcends comedy, a lesson in courage, strategy, and humanity for anyone chasing a dream against the odds.